This is Ryan from Sitesfor.Church. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to Airtable and show you some of the features. Airtable is the place where you're going to be doing the management of your website. It is where you'll do things like adding sermons and sermon series, adding blog posts, adding photos, adding events, basically any kind of content that is updated on a regular basis, or content where there's a lot of it that's similar, is going to be managed through Airtable. Now, Airtable this is a little bit different. It's not like most websites have what's called a CMS that actually runs on the server, a content management system that runs on the server. And the way that it works is when you go to a URL, say you type in www.church.com, /about us, it actually runs a program on the server when you type that in, and then returns content to you. It goes to a database, it pulls out all kinds of information, and builds everything on the fly. Well, our sites work completely different. Our data is actually managed in Airtable, and Airtable is more than a content management system. Airtable is actually a database, and the way it works is every 30 minutes, a script is run that looks for new data in your database and then builds pages and uploads just those pages to the website. The advantages of that is your site loads faster, there's nothing to break, there's nothing to be hacked. Everything, if it does break, if something does go wrong, it goes wrong on a local server inside of our offices, not on the web where your content is live. The only disadvantage of that is that we have to wait for the cycle to run again every 30 minutes for your content to be uploaded. So, Airtable. You won't go to a web URL to manage your website. You'll go to Airtable.com. Airtable also has a really fantastic web app that mirrors what not a web app, but a iOS app, and there's an Android app coming very soon that mirrors what you see on their website. And both of them are extremely easy to use. And this is what it will look like. These are our default things. You'll have a sermons, a blog, ministries, about pages. There'll also be two other special ones, one called contact responses and content collection. But the four that you're going to use most often are sermons, blog, ministries, and about pages. Okay? And you'll just go to airtable.com and you'll see that. It won't say Sitesfor.Church default here. It will say your church's name, Grace Baptist Church or whatever is what it will say here. And you'll have your databases right here that you can jump into. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you want to add sermons, you click on sermons. If you want to add blog posts, you click on blog post, and so on and so forth. And navigating is just as simple as that. You click on what you want to work on. So we're going blog. If you want to go back to home, you can click the home button or the back button in your browser. So we've got that going on. A couple of things that are special about Airtable. Now, besides having, like I said, a really fantastic web app where you can actually manage your sermons and other content using your mobile phone, Airtable is meant to be shared. So what I mean by that is you can do two types of sharing. You can bring people on to help with your website, volunteers, staff members, whatever, two different ways. You can either add them to the team, and you do that by clicking this share button here, and then you want to add the person to the team using this menu here. So there's that option. You just add their email address, pick probably edit only is what you want to choose, and then they'll send them an email and they'll be able to access that either on their phone or on their computer. Or you can actually click on this little arrow that pops up when you hover over one of these individual categories, and you can send just an individual category to someone. So for instance, let's say you have somebody in your church that's responsible for recording your sermons. You want that person to be able to take care of the sermon, but you don't want them to have to worry about the blog or ministries or any other part of the website. You can actually just click on this little arrow and you can click sharing here, and you can add just a collaborator for just that sermons section. Okay? And so this is a basic introduction to Airtable. In the next several videos, I'm going to go through each of these default databases and show you how you do things like updating your sermon content, your blog content, your ministry content, etc. And you'll understand a little bit better how this works. But for now, I wanted to show you how to get there, Airtable.com, and then how to work with to get around between your different databases.